Oh God. Let's just have some beautiful scenery in the back. Oh crap, really? Okay. All right. Hey everyone, I'm hoping to get through this video without being ganged up on by by beings with wings who just want to have their say in the world, which I don't have a problem with, as long as you just kind of, I don't know. So I just realized when I was doing my teachings earlier, I was lined up on the wrong side of the camera, and my students couldn't see me. I apologize, you guys. I really do. I'm so sorry. I did it wrong. So I gotta clean my screen. All right, welcome to Be So Light. My name is Felicia, Priestess Michaela Miata. All right, so the title of this video is What to Expect from Spiral Light. A lot of people, when they, actually I had one person ask, and I always get it when people sign up and they want their treatments and their, activation codes. What does Spiral Light really do? I'm going to tell you a secret about Spiral Light. Spiral Light is this. It works really well when you're ready to do the work. When you are ready to go in and get to the root cause of your issues, it works really well for that. It doesn't work well if you're someone that is going to play in it and then not really do your part in it. I'm just a conduit to call that light in, to call that energy in, to have it go and do what it needs to do for the person that is seeking. It is 11th dimensional plasmic charged light energy that you are working with. That is unlimited in its frequency light per second. So instead of back in time where I was doing everything on a 1,000 this, 1,000 that, I'm up to now 100 million light per second, 1 billion light per second, 1 trillion light per second. I'm up to that because everything is unlimited. That's all there is to it. So because I work with the light code of Spiral Light and I bring that in, that's what the energy does. That's how it helps the body to release old cellular trapped trauma memory. So here's the thing. If you have a hard time forgiving someone or letting go of something and you can't forgive, that is automatically a block to what is going on with you. That's an automatic block. Oh, thank you, love. Thank you. So, because it is considered an automatic block, and when I ask you questions about do you need to forgive someone, and if your first response when it comes up is to sit back and say, I don't think I can forgive the person, you're blocked. You're blocked automatically. You're going to be blocked. Because what I've said it in the last video, we have to forgive those who have committed the harm towards us in order for them to forgive themselves for what they did. And that's a part of healing. So if you're still kind of hung up in I can't forgive the person, and I know some things are just unforgivable, believe me, I totally understand that. I'm not negating that or anything. I totally get that. Totally, totally 100%. Totally get it. Some things are unforgivable where you just feel like you just can't forgive it, but you can forgive the energy of it. You might not be able to forgive the person, but you can forgive the energy. So spiral light, but it looks really pretty. Um, when when I call it in and I'm working with the clients and I'm bringing that light energy in, it is simply bringing in an intensified vibrational light, a colored light, a coded light, a benevolent divine light energy that comes in to help you release what is ever trapped in your cellular memory, rather it be from your mother or father, rather you're carrying something from your mother, father's side, generation, and ancestral, um, rather you are carrying old emotional wounds from a past life and it's over here in this lifetime now, and you haven't been able to kind of get that clear or taken it out or get it moved out of your space. That's what spiral light does. Spiral light um, allows people to clear things out. It gives you permission to let it go. That's what it does. It's giving you permission to let it go. Period. Because half the time, when it comes to illnesses, when it comes to old pain that's stuck in the body, it's because you haven't given yourself permission to let it go. Simple. You haven't given yourself permission. So, in that being said, when you're working with that energy and moving into that spiral light, you're giving yourself permission. And I prompt you on that session. I have done few videos of spiral light on the YouTube channel. I've done some on my Instagram channel. I've done them for free. I have done them for people who just needed to get some immediate clearing. That's the time I've done it. So with spiral light, the frequency comes in and helps you. In that spiral light, in that plasmic light, can be anything from a benevolent, angelic form to a healing physician, a divine physician that could be in that form, other star beings that can be in that form of that plasmic light coming in, a very charged, high frequency light that comes in to do that. You will feel this. There is no, you're not going to feel it. I have too many people who have had written a testimony on their work of what they felt and blown away. And one client of mine's had pain for about I want to say 12 years in her lower back. Gone. Just having 2 sessions, because we had to keep digging in there to get to the root of where this pain came from. And then when we finally got to the pain of where it originated from and then went in and cleared that, gone. And she's been carrying it up for 12 years. This is different than Reiki. This is not a Reiki thing. It's it works with just the higher frequency of light. I have written a book on it, which I branded this work because of the fact when it was downloaded into me. And now when I look back at it, it wasn't like it was downloaded into me. It was awakening me because I already carried the medicine of it. I already carried what it was about. And I wasn't in the alignment soul space yet to unleash it, to give birth to it, to start working with it, to bring it out. So now, since it's out, I've written the book on it, Spiral Light, Be So Light. You can get it from Amazon at $9.99. It has codes in it. It has special codes for the stuff we've been dealing with is in there. Immune codes are in there. Color therapy, I even about my treatment called the clay crystal moxa, how that works. I developed that. How that works on the meridian points. It's just like getting acupuncture, except you don't have the needles. And I love that part. So I wrote about my work, and I'm very grateful I wrote about it because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. And this is the power when you have your gifts. There's so many of us sitting back wondering when's the right time to do something, or what's my passion, what's calling to me, what am I supposed to be doing? Whatever it is that you divinely enjoy and what you like, that's your passion. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what calls to you. Get out of your head about the money. Get out of your head about how it's all going to unfold. Just start doing it. Take action towards it. Take a step towards it so that the universe can get behind you and support you. Easy. I was thinking about, this is the funniest thing. I was thinking about going and doing extra work on the side, and this whole energy about when you are passionate about something and when you're putting yourself out there to do your work, okay, it really unfolds when you own it, when you walk with it, when you say, this is what I do, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I enjoy bringing to people, and having them experience what I am, what I bring to the table. So I want you to just think about, if you decide to receive Spiral Light, it is a treatment, a healing modality that is just very wonderful within itself. It's, some of my clients say it's life-changing. And it is, because it changed my life and it will change yours too. But here's the deal. You have to be ready to do this work. I am not going to go spoon feeding anyone. No. You have to be ready to do the work. You know, there's so many people that sit back, and it's easy for them to keep falling into the same patterns over and over and over and over and over and over. Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why are you addicted to this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you keep giving up on yourself? Why do you think you're not worthy? Why do you not feel deserving? Why are you still holding on to that anger? Why? Why are you still keeping it? Why are you still holding on to it? How is it serving you? How is it giving to you? You have to make that decision to clear it, to be able to move through it, whatever it takes. But you have to understand, why are you holding on to it? And what's coming up right now for a lot of people is anger. And a lot of anger towards parents, either the mother or the father. Or if you can be holding on to your anger to dealing with people who are, hi Kodakote, hanging on to your anger, hi Kodakote, please Kodakote go. Hanging on to your anger with how you were treated, or something, somebody did something, or someone said something wrong to you, or you never got that apology, or you never got that, hey, nobody cleaned it up with me type of thing. That is still stored up anger. That is still stored up that stuff that's hanging out in your cellular memory. So now whenever you go out and try to do something, or you're not feeling like yourself, you're not up to par, you still have that stuff hanging on you. And you're wondering why you can't create. You're wondering why you can't write that book. You're wondering why you can't sing that song. You're wondering why you can't make that sale. You're wondering why you can't get that stuff moved out of your space so you can be free. That's why. And this week has been nothing but anger about a mother. Anger about how something happened. A betrayal. Anger about something with the mother. What are you angry about? And here's the thing. I asked one client once, and I was doing a frequency healing for this client. And I had to stop in the middle of it because I couldn't go any further because there was something that needed to be forgiven. So I asked her and I said, "Well, you haven't forgiven your mother yet." Now, this is the part that gets me. The mother is gone, dead and buried, and you're still holding on to this, this energy. Why? Why are you holding on to it? How are you going to heal if you keep holding on to it? How's it feeding you? What's it creating for you? So she has been stuck. And you know what? I couldn't continue doing any work with her until she did her homework. She has to do her homework. She has to forgive. And I told her how she needs to just forgive it. Forgive the energy of it. Because if you don't do the forgiveness, how is that going to transmute for the other person to forgive, to get that energy of forgiveness within themselves? Think about it. Why are you still hanging on to it? You're choosing to, to stay tied to the energy because somehow it feeds you. It gives you attention. So when spiral light comes in, spiral light is all about, okay, I'm going to come in at a high frequency of a deep violet light. I'm going to start cutting cords. I'm going to start going down into that deep cellular memory of you where the trauma is hanging out. And I'm going to start shifting that. And I'm going to start letting go. Oh, can't go any further. Get stuck. You haven't forgiven somebody. You're still stuck in that. Can't forgive. Well, let's see if we can get down in there. I will prompt you and say, start forgiving. Start releasing it. Start letting it go. I am releasing this. I am releasing this. And then as soon as you get into that, I am releasing it, and you really go to that place, you're going to know because two things will happen. You're either going to freeze up, have resistance, and you're going to recognize it, or you are going to go into a crying fit. You're going to just break out and start crying. That's how you know you're in that energy space of what you're going to be clearing, what you're going to be letting go of. Now, you know what? It's free will. If you want to keep it, you can keep it. But I've seen people have anger, wanting to have an apology for something, be down in depression, anxiety, all the stuff that comes along with being hurt and betrayed, and you need to heal that, to all of a sudden feeling like, okay, I need to go ahead and flip the energy and get out of this. You can change anything when you want to. Take your power back from the situation instead of keeping it with that energy. Take your power back. Think about it. Just take your power back. The more energy you keep giving and keeping with that situation or that issue that you didn't, that you're angry about or you're upset about, or you don't want to talk about it, or you didn't get something out of it that you thought you were going to get out of it, so now you feel betrayed, or whatever that might be. This is the time you need to really look at what do you need to do to heal that. How can you let go of it? Because the people who give the awesome results from Spiral Light are the ones that really are ready to do the work and get in there and do what they need to do. They're done. They're done holding the space for the garbage. Plain and simple. And if you are resistant to letting it go, don't see me. Don't see me. But if you are ready to make change and you're ready to get down to the nitty-gritty of what's going on, then set up an appointment, email me. Then I can help you. I can guide through and find out. We can go and do the root hunt and find out what the root cause of the situation is. 99.9%, you know what the cause is. You know why you're unhappy. You know what's going on. You know why you're sick. You know what you're pissed off about. You already know. You're just not willing to let go. That's what everybody, and people like to keep it because for some crazy reason, it gives them a reason to stay mad. It gives them a reason to still hold their crap, blame somebody for it, walk around angry all the time, unhappy all the time. Because somebody said something, did something to them, something never got forgiven, and they're still hanging on to it. Why? How's it serving you? So when you come and you ask for Spiral Light, be ready to take the journey. Be ready to go through the violet light. Be ready to go into lemon and yellow. Be ready to go into the orange and shoot up into a high frequency of 100 trillion light per second. Yeah, I said that because the universe is unlimited. I want to shock the cells and crack open that cellular memory of trauma and anger and all of the stuff that comes along with it and have you empty out. And after you get your clearing, and that this means for everything. If you get a clearing healing work from someone else, whether it's my work or someone else's work, please, after you get it done, don't go sit back in memory lane and try to bring it back through. I love people that do that. Oh, now you cleared it all out. Now you're sitting back and you're just pulling it back in. Oh, I got to go get another treatment. I feel weird again. Oh, well, why? Why do you feel weird? Oh, because you thought about it and you pulled it back in. Look who's back. You pulled it back in. I like to cut those cords and move out the hooks and then jam the frequencies up so you can't pull it back in. So you can't pull it back in. Because some people they get so used to their trauma. They get so used to that space. They don't know anything else. They don't know what it's like to not be angry about that situation anymore. They don't know. They don't know what it's like not to be depressed or sad or have anxiety about that situation anymore. They don't know because they have gotten so used to running that program and keeping it. Why? How's it serve you? So, what to expect? Freedom. What to expect? Better sleep. What to expect? Higher frequency and creativity and what you want to manifest in your life. What to expect? Start living your life with passion. What to expect? Be happy. What to expect? Be at peace. What to expect? Maybe having that heaviness that's been sitting on your chest this whole time and what you've been carrying be lifted off of your shoulder, be lifted off of your chest, be lifted off of your shoulder. Maybe that neck pain you've been feeling all this time that's tied into that situation is going to be finally lifted. Maybe that lower back pain that you've been feeling is going to be finally lifted. That's what to expect. Otherwise, if you're not willing to do the work, don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Don't waste any other healer's time unless you are going to get in there and do the work. Look at that. Look, it jumped when I said it. If you're willing to do the work, then do it. Do the work. Look at your shadow side. Look at what's making you unhappy. Get in there. I love this one. This is my favorite one. And I'm going to use my storage shed as an example. Okay. I don't like going to my storage. I don't like seeing all of my stuff in a storage place, and I still have not found the place where I really want to be so I can have all my things come out. So as I'm going through the process to go to storage, and then when I lift up that door thing, I'm sitting here saying, oh God, I hate going to my storage. How many people got things in storage with all transitions and yes, please. And then there's some people who don't even want to go to their storage because it's too painful, because it reminds them of something that's happened, that's transpired in their life, and they can't handle going to the storage because it brings it all back up. Let it come up. It needs to come up. How else are you going to move forward and live your life instead of being drawn into just a limit where you're just flatlining right here? You're just staying on a flat line. Let it come up. Think about it. Storage. What are you emotionally stored up with? What are you emotionally stored up with? Think about it. What is it? And better yet, why do you avoid going to it? What are you not wanting to see, not wanting to deal with? Because it just brings up all that stuff. It needs to come up. We're getting ready to go into winter. And winter is where we sit in stillness and quiet, and everything, the sapling from the tree goes back down into the root, into Mother Earth, and it sits there. We're down there. Quiet. Leaves are falling off of the tree. We're moving into stillness. What are you not looking at? What are you not wanting to deal with? Why do you got stuff piling all up around you? Why? Why do you have stuff piling up all around you? What are you dealing with emotionally and you can't let go of it? There's a show I cannot watch. I can't watch a hoarder show. I can't watch the hoarding show. I can look at it from a psychology point of view, but I can't watch it because when I see glimpse of hoarding, that to me is telling me that this person has lived in scarcity, lack. They're afraid of letting go of something they can't let go. That's the major one. They cannot let go, no matter what. So they hoard everything. And they live in hoardnation land. And they are literally smothering themselves with all the stuff in their place. Ooh. Wow, talk about special effects. So, there. So, I can't deal with hoarding. You know, there's one thing to have some items around you and stuff. That's fine. I'm talking about where you cannot literally walk into your front door of your house and make it to the bedroom without stepping over everything and everything that's piling up around you. No. That simply means you are smothering yourself. You can't let go. You can't free yourself. Somehow, keeping everything around you and not letting go creates a place of safe. And it's really interesting because people will go in to help someone who's a hoarder to purge out and get rid of stuff, and then they find every single reason to keep it. They can't let that go. Oh, I might not get that back. Or, oh no, I can't. What? And then when they finally break through that pattern and let it go, and then it gets all clean. It's just a matter of time. How long can you keep that space clean? How long can you keep sacred space open so you can receive new things? Or are you still going to have that hoarding energy bring in that fear and start doing it again? And I really think a lot of that hoarding energy comes from back in the time of depression, the Great Depression, where you had to keep everything and make it last. So whatever cellular memory is trapped into that, and if it's generational from a mother father cell side, that needs to be cleared out to break the chain so the person can stop doing it. Stop the hoarding. There are some people I know that are so afraid to let go of stuff because it's tied into somebody that used to be living, and they'll keep it all. Won't let it go. Person's been gone for 5, 10 years, will not go and clean out the room of where that person used to reside in. Still have everything in there. This person has left the earth plane. They are not coming back. Their clothes of what they used to wear on their human transportation is still in the room, as though you are expecting that person to come back. They are in light body spirit. They are in their divineness now. And that person that's holding on to it is so afraid to let go of that stuff because they feel like they're forgetting that person. No, you're not. You're not forgetting them. You're not forgetting them, because if you love that person is a part of your heart. They live in your spirit, they live in your heart. You're not going to forget them. All this other stuff is just material stuff outside. So when we talk about spiral light, we're talking about a lot of things that it goes in and helps emotionally with, mentally with, spiritually with, physically with. It gets in there and lifts up. And it does it in a very nice, fast way. But you have to be willing to look at your stuff. Because how else are you going to heal? How else are you going to heal? Oh, it's still doing it. How else are you going to heal? How else are you going to make it better? Think about it. Think about it. So when people say, oh, I just want to know what to expect, my first question is going to be, what are you looking for? What do you need to be healed? That's the first question out of my mouth when you book an appointment with me. What do you need to be healed? Anyone that is a light worker or holistic practitioner or whatever it is, that should be the first question out of your mouth when someone comes seeking you. What do you need to heal? Can you describe it to me? Because if you get a really wishy-washy answer, they're not ready yet. They're not ready. I will know in a moment if somebody's ready to do the work, because I look at how they respond to the question I ask. And if they don't respond to all the questions I ask, they're not ready yet. There's a certain reason why I'm asking you these questions. Ah, so think about it. We all have to do our work. We all have to look at our stuff. We all have to purge. And if you're sitting in a whole bunch of gobbly-goo, you need to figure out, why are you sitting in it? Why are you choosing to keep it? And my favorite, and I'm guilty of it, beep beep, road runners. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for a lot of this, but I'm gonna say a disclaimer right now. I love you, all of you, road runners. Beep beep. Road runners are people who are constantly running from themselves. I'm gonna say that again. Road runners are people who are constantly running from themselves. Running. Sooner or later, you're going to have to stop and love yourself. Sooner or later, you're going to have to stop and say, I am worthy. Sooner or later, you're going to have to say, I am deserving. Sooner or later, you're going to have to say, I need to time out. Sooner or later, you're going to say, I need to take rest. Sooner or later, you're going to say, I am so bankrupt in every part of my being, I need a timeout so I can reset. Because road runners, no matter where you run to, no matter where you go, you're still going to find yourself there with the same situation. Just might look different, but it's going to be the same thing. Road runners, constantly running. Stay a little bit, then they run again. Stay a little bit, run again. Stay a little bit, run again. Road runners. I hear that. Think about it. What are you running from? Why are you running? What are you scared of about yourself? That's right up there with some people who cannot be alone. They can't be by themselves. They have to be in some kind of relationship, whether it's a toxic relationship, a repeat relationship. An ex is an ex for a reason. Hello. Getting into the same cycle over and over and over because you're so damn afraid to be by yourself. When you're by yourself is when you really discover what you want, what you desire in life. You really start to get to know yourself. What's wrong with that? Better get used to it because we got some time that's coming up soon. Won't be by yourself. I'm serious. Think about it. COVID. Oh my gosh. So I'm telling you, I want you to think about it. Think about it. People are so busy running from themselves. If anything, since March, we had to run within ourselves. What did you learn about yourself? What did you get? So I just wanted to bring that information about Spiral Light, what to expect. Expect change. Expect I'm the root seeker. I'm going to push your buttons. People hate it when I say, so why do you feel? I actually had a client get mad at me once, and it was during a massage. This client came in, had the worst neck pain, and I knew it was related to their mother, and they were just having the same pain, carrying the same kind of muscle tension. And I simply just said it. Well, what are you angry about? What are you upset? I don't know. What are you upset about? I don't know. What are you not letting go? I don't know. I said, well, you do know because you wouldn't be raising your voice if you didn't know. So I pushed that button to get you to look at and to own it. Because if you don't own it, you're never going to move forward. You're going to stay a victim to your own scenario that keeps playing out. Period. That's it in a nutshell. We can all choose to be that. It's your choice. You're the manifester. It's what you're creating in your world, right? You're creating it. So you can choose to uncreate it at any time, right? So Spiral Light works on all of that. And I love doing it. I love taking people on that journey. Used to be just go straight up into the cosmos, into the stars, into the universe. Now, because we went through certain portals and energetic anchoring the light are happening, now you get to go into your Stargate. Your Stargate. Step into your Stargate. What is your Stargate projecting of your reality? Love that one. What do you want to get rid of? What do you want to move out? What do you want to shift out of? How do you want to get rid of this energy? How are you allowing the energy of what's been running play out in your world? How are you allowing that to keep playing and showing itself? It's your choice. And like I said, about people who do the hoarding, that is happening for a reason. There's something you're trying to feed on the inside, and you can't, no matter what you do, you're not getting to it. You're not getting to it. So you're smothering yourself little by little with everything around you. You're caving in with everything around you. Wouldn't it be nice to let go and get rid of it and purge it? You know? And I'm not talking about like if you buy books or, you collect crystals or you collect cards and purses and shoes. You know, I'm not talking if they have a place to go and you can go into the closet and actually get to it. Great. I'm not talking about that kind of collection. I'm talking about where you open your front door and you cannot walk the hell in there without falling on your face. There was a lady once, and I still remember this lady to this day. Her name was Miss Mayflower. And I just remember she lived like two doors down from us in a house. She lived by herself. And I just remember one time how she would keep all the blinds down. That's how you know there's hoarding going on. They don't ever have the blinds open. They don't ever have windows open so you can see anything. They have everything down. Okay, so you can't see. So I remember once we went over to her house. My mom wanted to take her something to eat. True story. This was in Vallejo when we lived there. And I remember my mom knocked on the door and she opened the door and to find this, find Mrs. Mayflower holding the door just a little bit. And she says, "Hi." I said, "Hi, we just came over to check on you and we wanted to bring you this." And she said, "Oh, okay." And she kind of opened the door. And I just remember it was dark in her house, barely any light. It was a hot summer day, and it was dark in her place. And all I remember is she had stacks of books and newspapers from the entryway down the hallway, all over the couches, all up on the side of the walls, down the hallways, all over the bed area. Because we went through into her house, we actually had to kind of walk through these narrow passageways. She had just enough space for her to walk down and get into the kitchen. I mean, there was books and newspaper stacked up everywhere. 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 And I remember when we came out of it, and believe it or not, when we came out of it, it was like 3 days later, there was a house fire. She had a house fire. And that was the only way to get her out of that house. There was a fire in there. Something had tilted over, something caught on fire, and the house went up. And she had to move. But I had never in my life seen anything like that at such a young age to still to this day remember what that was like. She was self barricading herself. She was in there. If I had Spiral Light then, I would have loved to have offered that to her so she could free herself from her own self prison of what she was doing. Suffocating herself, burying herself alive with the newspapers. And the newspaper, and here's the thing, she was proud of her newspapers because she could pull it, and she pulled out, I remember this, I'm just now remembering it, she pulled out a newspaper that had the announcement that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. She had the newspaper of it, and it was still really freshly pressed the way she had it, like she just got it, and that's how it looked. I was like, oh crap. She goes, yeah, I remember the day when he was shot, and look, I got the newspaper of it. Just saying. So Spiral Light is a clean you up, but you have to be ready to do the work. You have to be ready to do the work. And this is not the type of work where you sit back and we do a little bit and okay, we're done. No. However long you've been clearing this and going through and holding on to the pattern, we got to work that much harder to get rid of it. It's just all about how you want to start living your life. Do you want to improve your life? Do you want to find out what your purpose is on this planet? Because it sure is not to keep holding on to stuff that's happened to you and you never got a chance to get over it. And we all have our wounds and we all have our pain, but it comes a time to free yourself, to lift up that needle off the record player and move it over so it can stop skipping. All right. That's what Spiral Light is. So I hope I answered some questions about Spiral Light. I hope this was meaningful. Please check out my book on Amazon, Spiral Light Be So Light, $9.99. And if you need to get your queenness on to be the queen, there's the other book there also about the crown, the throne, to sit and rule. That's my other book. But take the time and learn what it is you want to get rid of. And rather it be Spiral Light, rather it be Reiki, rather it be some other modality that you need to kind of help you, give your practitioner the whole story. Don't leave anything out. I don't care how bad it is. Don't leave it out because that's tied into what's going on with you. Do the work. Get in there. Dig it up. Stop beep beep running from yourself. Get in there and do the work. Clean it out. All right, lovelies. It's been real. Don't be upset if I pushed your buttons and made you start looking at things. That was not my intention. My intention was to simply tell you, get in there and do the work. Stop living your life like that. Stop running from yourself. That's all I have to say. All right. Be good to yourself. Be so light. Be good to yourself. All right. Bye.